Hi, I'm Sonicguru, and this is part 2 of the every episode of Sonic Boom reviewed in 10 words or less. Without further ado, let's get started. Think you can do better? Do it yourself. Eggman's original character. Do not steal. Moose! What the hell am I looking at? Holding subterranean froglet ice is a serious issue. Knuckles cannot hold an episode together. Is it okay to criticize the Passion Project? Just a lame episode. A rare, decent Knuckles episode? That's smart. Having more stupid characters does not make more funnies. Dave, dude, just stop. In a blink of an eye, Eggman wins. Remember Sonic Underground? Continuing the trend of Tails getting the girls. It better be a damn good couch. Ineptitude is funny apparently. Percy makes a good addition to the Boomcast. Hipster Sonic and a waste of Metal Sonic. I'm sure this won't be brought up again. It's no longer about taking over the world anymore. And I thought Pokemon cards were serious. Teamwork is overrated. Please think of the children! No one is likable in this episode. Knuckles, just stop! A bit underdeveloped, but hey, Shadow! Now it's time for my top 5 best and worst episodes of Sonic Boom Season 1. Again, this is my own personal opinions, so don't start a flame war if your favourite or hated episode is not on the list. Yes, a good disclaimer. Number 5 best. It takes a village to defeat a hedgehog. After 51 episodes, fans finally get what they were wishing for, a canonical appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog in the show, and the writers are well aware of how popular Shadow is as Eggman plays the role of a fanboy. The rest of the episode is a typical trope of IKEA furniture, but it does pay off in a well choreographed fight scene. Not the greatest season finale, but it could have been worse. Number 5 worst. It wasn't me, it was a one-armed hedgehog. Like with Shadow, an episode on Metal Sonic was inevitable, but he was just wasted in this episode. And remember that meme about Sonic looking hipster when Boom was announced? Well, here's a full-on hipster Sonic. The majority of his episode is just Sonic and Knuckles being undercover, tracking down a Sonic lookalike. And suddenly, Mel just happens to show up. There's no build-up. What saves this episode from being even worse is the fight between Sonic and Metal, but it's a small reward after a slog of nothing. Number 4 best, Battle of the Boy Bands. I swear, I think the writers took a look at a fan fiction synopsis and created an episode from that because that's what this episode and many more of Season 2 feel like. And it worked surprisingly well. Team Sonic form a band to overthrow a Justin Bieber parody whose music create hypnotized fangirls. Only on fanfic.net will you see this kind of writing. Number 4 worst, How to Succeed in Evil Without Really Trying. Shifting the focus from Eggman to a group of D-class villains who try to be evil is ambitious to say the least, but what plagues this episode is that it's just boring. Sonic and Amy give me a good chuckle, but the whole Lightning Bolt Society is used as a means of getting these lesser known side characters together in one room, and nothing really happens. I wish I could say skip it, but you need to see it for the establishment of this odd group. Number 3 best, Fire in a Crowded Workshop. No joke, I was looking forward to this episode since Percy is one of the few characters I was interested in knowing more about. Though I didn't get more backstory, but we did get an insight to her personality as to how she acts. The trope of one story being told from different perspectives is nothing new, but the personalities of the 4 shine through their versions of the story, leaving it up to us as to what really happened. And again, Tails always gets the girl. Number 3 worst, Chili Dog Day Afternoon. I said before in Sonic Boom podcast that this show is just a series of well-known TV tropes being referenced or lambasted for comedic effect. But what in the hell is this? Braveheart and throw chili peppers? Who the hell thought this was a good idea? What's worse is that this episode, along with the Shadow and Metal episodes, were included on the DVD with Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. Out of all the other 50 episodes to choose from, why this one? Number 2 best, Can an evil genius crash on your couch for a few weeks? The longest episode title the show has, and it's exactly what it is. This episode establishes the relationship between Eggman and the gang, less lifelong nemesis and more frenemy, which makes this version of Eggman more likable than his modern counterpart. He is still evil and his methods are more dubious, but it's still evil nonetheless. And Styx certainly steals the show with her paranoid ramblings. Number 2 worst, Unlucky Knuckles, Late Night Wars, Mayor Knuckles and Counterproductive. If you're going to introduce this show to a relative, be doubly sure it's not a Knuckles-focused episode. I can't decide which is worse, so I put all 4 here. Knuckles being the dumb, strong guy in the Boom universe is funny when handled correctly. He can liven up the scene and get a good chuckle out of me, but only in small bursts. An entire episode of stupid drags the show to a crawl where you're begging for this 11-minute show to stop. Each of the Knuckles episode I've listed have this problem of everyone else being more dumb than the dumbest character we're meant to cheer for. But if you have to twist my arm on which is the worst of the four, I pick Mayor Knuckles. It's Knuckles at his worst, and there's nothing funny about it. Number 1 best, My Fair Stixie. This is how you do a character-focused episode for a new character. Stix was a new addition to the team, and we knew very little about her other than she's a bit feral and paranoid. So to throw it into a more sophisticated setting where she has to adapt made for great comedic jokes. Every character adds something to the overall plot, be it an action or a quick one-liner, and having Eggman there just to win the meaningless awardee award just added that extra layer to an otherwise awesome episode. Number 1 worst, Guilt Tripping. I truly hate the Go-Gutters. I never thought I would want death on an animated character so badly, let alone an entire village's worth. This episode was painful to sit through, and my thoughts on it have not changed from its first viewing to the more recent viewing. The concept of guilting people to try and stay and do what you want is more evil than whatever Eggman does. And our heroes just go with it, even though they know it's a load of tosh. There's only one good joke, and that's Eggman's voice messages. Do yourself a favor, skip this episode. It is not worth it. And that's the end of Season 1. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Sonicguru, and I'll see you next time for Season 2.